Good morning, everybody. Welcome. I'm Zinn. I'm so glad you're here. I am the founder of the Zinn method, helping women to move and feel better in their bodies. And today we're talking about the importance of sustainable care. Sustainable care versus intensity, right? So the reality of my practice, I live in New York City, I work in New York City. The reality is that most of my clients are high achieving type A women. And it's hard for us to, and I will put myself into that category. And it's hard for us to even recognize what is too intense. We're used to going for things, we're used to working harder to get the goal, to achieve our goals. And we hit midlife, and all of a sudden it's like those skills that really worked for us, right? Like my ability to be so gritty and to be a hustler really worked for me in my 20s, 30s, and into my 40s. But then I started to hit a wall. I can't work harder at sleep. It doesn't work that way. I can't work harder to relax. It doesn't work that way. And so when these skills start to fail us, we can easily internalize that, oh, something is wrong with me. I'm now broken, and sort of build the narrative that this is just the way it's going to be. And my invitation today is to, instead of thinking that if harder isn't working, to figure out together, well, what's a different path forward? And I want to talk about sustainability. So sustainability is about building a relationship with your body. It's about how do we, over time, build a practice that works for our midlife lives and bodies. And it starts with teaching you how to listen, how to map the body so that we can actually begin to understand the patterns, discern the patterns, instead of managing pain. Instead of chasing symptoms. We've done that. And sometimes it works. But what do we do when it doesn't work? And when it doesn't work, how do we avoid slipping into the conversation that something about us is failing? So I want to explore today how less can be more. And that the consistency over the intensity is a tool to utilize. I never want to set the conversation up in a binary way. I never want to say this is better than that, because there's times when that is better than this. I work really hard at the gym. I go for intensity at the gym. But in my recovery and my mobility program, I want to develop a different quality. I want to develop a different relationship to my body. I want to be able to listen, and I want to be able to hear. And they're not always the same thing. I remember when I was a kid, I'm Gen X, so I grew up listening to the radio and tape recording songs. And I remember it was I really wanted to learn the lyrics to a song, and I would work so hard to hear them. And it was I was working so hard to hear the lyrics, or working so hard to listen, that I couldn't hear the lyrics. And we do that in our body sometimes. We work so hard to relax, and it's the antithesis. Because what our nervous system needs is gentle input over time. Not hard, intense input at one time, but gentle input over time. time. Consistency. 15 minutes a day. And that 15 minutes doesn't even have to happen all at the same time. And so what we're going to explore today is a simple 5 to 10 minute movement series that you can do on a chair at your desk. Because most of us are spending the majority of our day at it in an office. And how can we incorporate movement in that setting? Because the thing about fascia is that fascia likes slow, steady, consistent input over time. Fascia likes multidirectional movement all day long. So when we're sitting for 4, 5, 6, 8+ hours a day, we are not mobilizing our tissues. That mobilization of the tissues hydrates the tissues. It allows for the fluids to keep moving in the layers of tissue, and that multidirectional input allows for the tissues to stay healthy and glide over each other. We get stiff because there's too much of the same kind of compression in the same place, the same type of force in the same place. So, join me at your chair. I may need to do a little bit of adjustment. I think we're okay. Okay, so starting right in a seated, I'll sit a little askew to the camera. Right in a seated position, place your feet below your knees. Feel your sit bones. Notice if when you come into a seated position, do you automatically press the ribs forward? If so, that creates tension in the low back. So just pull the ribs down. Good. Breathe here. And we'll start with just assessing where are we, right? Mapping. If we're looking to have sustainable change over time, we need to understand first where our starting point is. So just come into a gentle rotation. I have arms on my chair. If you don't, you can place the one hand on the thigh, one hand on the seat of the chair. And just notice naturally, where do you rotate? What's your stopping point? Where do you feel tight or tension in the body? What naturally, you'll see my right shoulder is naturally just hunching. Come back center. Twist to the other side, same assessment. Do you rotate out of your pelvis? Look at your knees. Has that right knee moved forward to accommodate the rotation? Breathe. Notice how far you come. Notice where the tension and the tightness is in your structure today. And come back center. And now look up. Where does your neck naturally stop? And come down. Do it again. Find the point on the ceiling that you naturally can see. And release. Turn the head to the right. How far can you go without rotation, without pain, without restriction? Come back center. Turn to the left, same. Which was easier? You can probably see my head easily turns to the right, but is a much harder ask to the left. And I feel it right up into my head. And come back center. So we'll revisit these points to understand, well, what change did we create? So right at the edge of the chair, place your feet flat on the floor, hold on to the sides of the chair. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, press into the feet as you round, pull the belly button in towards the spine. Inhale, come forward, collarbones are broad, shoulder blades pull together, and exhale, press into the feet and round. Keep going. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Find a rhythm. So you can do this anytime throughout the day. Feel how these sheaths of fabric, the front anterior part of our body, the posterior part of our body, feel how we're moving those tissues, putting them on stretch. Good. Increase the speed. Simple movements. Stay with the breath. Good. 2 more. Good. Come back center. Inhale. Exhale, twist to the right just as we started, but this time make it an active pose. Press into your left foot. Yep. Press into your right foot. Look at your knees. Make sure your knees are in line with each other and one knee has not slid forward. Press into the feet, rotate, and really use the arms like you're wringing out a towel. That left sit bone stays heavy. Keep rotating to the right. Breathe here. Drop the shoulders. Find that lateral breath that we're always working on. Collarbones are broad. Find space under your armpits. Pull the shoulder blades down. 5 deep breaths. Use those inhalations to expand into the ribs and feel those tissues open as a result. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Good. Release. Come back center. Allow those tissues to come back to normal. Breathe. And now as you inhale, feel which lung, which rib cage has more awareness, more capacity. Beautiful. Now to the left. So we rotate to the left, we press into your feet. We make sure the knees are not poking forward. Inhale, rotate, wring out that towel. Really feel those ribs move. Now, checkpoints. Collarbones are broad. Armpits are free. We're not squeezing the arms into the ribs. Press into the feet. Lengthen. 5 breaths. Inhale. Lateral rib expands. Exhale. Inhale. Feel those tissues. Exhale. Feel how the inhalation allows for more movement, for more glide. Exhale, 3. Inhale. 4. Last one. Beautiful. And release. Come back center and just give a counter twist to the right. Place the hands on the thighs and feel the change you've already made. Slow, consistent input is what the fascia responds to. Place your right ankle over the left knee. Place the left ankle over the right knee. Which side is easier? Which leg naturally releases more? Change sides again. So with the left knee directly over the left ankle, the toes pointing straight forward, press down into the left foot. Use your hands to lengthen through the spine. Now, I love to find any movement from my ribs. So if you're like me, just engage those abdominals and gently lean forward. Keep your neck long, as if you're holding something very gently underneath the chin. Lengthen from the spine. Press into that left foot. Use the hands to lengthen as you hinge. We're not rounding, but hinge forward. You'll feel this all around that right leg and into the piriformis, into the rotator muscles, the rotator compartment. Breathe here. And again, really simple movements we can do throughout the day. I highly recommend that you bookmark where this is in my reels, and you just return to it. You can do it 3 times, 4 times a day. But consistency over intensity, that's going to stack to make meaningful change. Good. One more breath. Press into that left foot. Come on back. Release. Change sides. Right ankle is under the right knee. Toes are pointing straight forward. Use the hands to lengthen the spine. Pull the belly button in. Hinge forward at the hip. Whew. This is intense for me today. And the other piece to the consistency that allows me to make that statement, this is intense for me today, is that when we're consistent, we're building a relationship to our bodies. I know where I was yesterday. And so tomorrow, when I go to do this, I'll know where I was today because I'm showing up. I'm committed to a long-term relationship to the body that I have. 2 more breaths. But that allows me then to be able to be discerning when I have a pain in my shoulder. I don't have to just pathologize it. I can start to hear the different types of pains and understand, oh, this is a joint pain, this is a muscle pain, I need to do X, Y, and Z for this today. Oh, this is a real pain that needs to be given professional attention to. We start to understand a whole vocabulary of discomfort and pain. But we have to start by building that relationship on a daily basis. And our nervous system will thank us. Lift on up and release. 3 movements. Now, coming into some activations. So, hands on the thighs. Press into the feet. I want you to feel those quadriceps really, really engage. Press, 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 press down. Press down, press down, press down, and release. Good. Again, press into the feet. Feel those quadriceps, those front thigh muscles. Engage, 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 engage. And release. And again. And release. Now, very simply, look up. And you can see how much more range of motion I have in that neck movement. My head now goes all the way back. Not out of magic, but because I opened up those sheets of fabric, of fascia. And so now my whole body has more space to work with. Rotate to the right. Notice if that feels more open, more easeful. Come back center and to the left. I'm still tighter to my left, but I definitely have more range of motion. I have more differentiation of movement. The segments can move and differentiate from each other, creating healthy movement. So grateful that you joined me this morning. Please, this is my favorite part. Ask me your questions. Challenge me. That's the part I love. But this is what we explore inside the Zinn method. How do we assess? How do we release? And then how do we create activation, stabilization, so that we can integrate this into our lives? Because what I'm looking to do is help women to build a different kind of conversation, a different kind of relationship with their bodies, so that we're not pathologizing things all the time, so that we're not thinking, oh my goodness, why is this not working still? And I want to debunk this idea that we have to work harder to get relief. We might have to work smarter, always, but we're good at that. Women do that naturally. So let me know what questions you have. The way we explore it in the program is, one, there's a few ways of doing deep dives. 21-day foundation course, which takes you through a series of daily exercises, releases that teach you how to use the different tools, the different fascia tools on your own. But then we also have quick fixes like therapy, mobility flows. So I just want a 10-minute, I don't want to think, movement flow that focuses on my upper body. We have mobility flows for that. And then we have therapy plans. You know what? This nagging shoulder is really getting on my nerves. What do I do about it? We have 10-day therapy plans. But my favorite part is that we have live classes. And I get to posturally assess you live in those sessions. You can bring your questions once a week, and we can explore what's working, what's not working, where are you stuck, and perhaps why are you stuck. And so we get to build community and have our questions answered in real time. And that to me is the real fun of building this platform, is that the community of women who I get to work with on a regular basis. So if you don't have any questions for me now, that is totally fair. Do reach out, DM me if you come up with any questions later that you need answered. I'm more than happy to help you. I love being in a community of women where we get to explore what our confusion is and how we can help each other to figure out a way forward. Again, not with more intensity, not with more work, but just smarter and with consistency. So thank you for joining me this morning live. And again, DM me whenever you need. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Stay safe out there.